வணக்கம் மக்களே, வெல்கம் டு மித்ராவின் பார்வை. நான் உங்கள் மித்ரா ஃப்ரம் ஸ்வீடன். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போறது சுஷாந்த்ஸ் டைரி சீக்ரெட் ரிவீல்டுங்க. ஆமாங்க, அதை பத்தி நம்ம கொஞ்சம் டீடைல்டா பேச போறோம். இன்னைக்கு வந்து நமக்கு வந்து ஒரு கெஸ்ட் வந்திருக்காங்க. ஆனா இந்த ஷோ வந்து இங்கிலீஷ்ல இருக்கும். ஸோ அதுக்காக என்ன மன்னிச்சிடுங்க. நான் வந்து இந்த ஷோவை வந்து முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா இன்னொரு நாள் நான் டிகோட் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு நான் தமிழ்ல டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணி சொல்றேன். ஸோ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி இப்ப வந்திருக்கிற கெஸ்ட் பத்தி நான் கொஞ்சம் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லணும், ஃபியூ லைன் சொல்லணும். ஸோ இவங்க வந்து எப்படின்னா ஸ்ரீதேவிஜியோட மிகப்பெரிய ஃபேன் இவங்க. எப்படி சொல்றதுன்னா அவ்வளோ தீவிரமான ஃபேன் இவங்க. ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ எல்லாரும் ஜென்ரலா நம்ம ஊர்ல வந்து ஸ்ரீதேவி மாதிரி ஒரு பொண்ணு வேணும், ஸ்ரீதேவி மாதிரி ஒரு மருமக வேணும், இல்ல நான் ஸ்ரீதேவி மாதிரி இருக்கணும், இல்லைன்னா இன்னும் ஒரு படி போய் ஸ்ரீதேவியோட ரோல் மாடலா இருக்கணும், அப்படிலாம் நம்ம நினைச்சிருக்கோம். ஆனா அவங்களோட டெத் மிஸ்ட்ரி, அதுக்கு அப்புறமா அவங்களோட இறந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா அவங்களுக்கு என்ன ஆச்சு, எப்படி ஆச்சு அப்படின்ற மாதிரி வந்து யாருமே கொஞ்சம் கூட நம்ம கவலைப்படல. ஆனா இத்தனைக்கும் வந்து அவங்க வந்து தமிழ்நாட்டுல வளர்ந்த பெண். சோ நம்ம யாருமே வந்து அவங்களோட மர்டரோ இல்ல வந்து மிஸ்ட்ரியோ பத்தி நம்ம வந்து எதுவுமே கவலைப்படல. ஆனா ஒரே ஒரு ஜீவனுங்க கடந்த 2.5 வருஷமா தனி மனுஷியா நின்னு ஒரு அயன் லேடி மாதிரி ஸ்ரீதேவிஜிக்காக ரொம்ப போராடிட்டு இன்ன வரைக்கும் போராடிட்டு இருக்காங்கங்க. பல கஷ்டங்கள ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இன்னும் கூட அவங்க பின்வாங்காம எவ்வளோ பேர் வந்து அவங்கள வந்து என்ன சொல்றது கஷ்டங்கள் கொடுத்தாலும் இன்னும் அவங்க தாங்கிட்டு ஸ்ரீதேவிக்கு நியாயம் கிடைக்கணும், ஜஸ்டிஸ் வேணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஒரு போராட்டத்தோட நின்னு போராடிட்டு இருக்காங்க. சோ அவங்க பேர் என்னன்னா எல்லாரும் வந்து அவங்க வந்து எல்லாருக்குமே நல்லா ஃபேமஸ் தான், அவங்க நல்லா தெரியும். சோ அவங்க பேர் வந்து தீப்தி ஆர் பிரினிதி, தீப்தி ராணி பிரினிதி. ஆனா சாரி, ஐ திங்க் தீப்தி ஆர் பிரினிதி கொஞ்சம் நர்வஸா இருக்கு, எனக்கு வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. பட் எனக்கு எப்பவுமே அவங்க ஒரு ஜான்சி ராணி தாங்க. ஷீ இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் அ ஜான்சி ராணி ஃபார் மீ. இன்னும் ஒரு படி சொல்ல போனா ஷீ இஸ் டெஃபினெட்லி இன்ஸ்பைரிங் பர்சனாலிட்டி டு எவ்ரி ஒன். ஏன்னா நம்மளோட சேனலோட மோட்டோவே வந்து கீப் இன்ஸ்பைரிங் அண்ட் சேஞ்ச் த லைஃப். அதனால வந்து கண்டிப்பா வந்து தீப்திஜி வந்து ஒரு இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனல் பர்சன் தான் அவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே. ஸோ டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணாம ஐ வுட் லைக் டு இன்வைட் தீப்திஜி இன் மை ஷோ. தீப்திஜி வணக்கம், நமஸ்தே, hello.
Namaste Mitraji. Thank you
Thanks
for having me on your show.
Oh, that's my pleasure having you. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
My pleasure.
Yes, SG. So we will start with, I mean, generally the topic is about Sushant's diary, right? So
yes.
What I want you to say few lines, like before going into SSR's diary, can you please give a brief explanation about how you connected with Sridevi ji and then how it is connecting with Sushant Singh now, so that it will be easy for them to understand how you started the journey for justice.
See, to be honest, I was not looking into Sushant's case, Sushant's death case or something, because I was already too much into the neck. Okay, because due to the Sridevi case.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is my audio clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. Okay. So I sent a private detective agency team to Dubai because I have contacts in Indian Defense Intelligence and I have a good legal team. So we found out that we got some proofs and documents and like original death reports and autopsy reports and some eyewitnesses which clearly showed that Srideviji's death was not accidental drowning, but it was a pre-planned cold-blooded murder. Okay. So with those findings, the team came back to India, and since they were from Indian Defense Intelligence, our National Security Advisor, Ajit Dovalji, was kept in the loop. Okay, he was made aware of what happened and all, and he actually, it is because of his help.
Gee, I think they say like it's not clear. I will just confirm with the viewers.
Yeah, sure.
அக்கா ஜனனி அக்கா மேகிக்கா அது கிளியரா இருக்கான்னு சொல்லுங்க. நான் மியூட்ல போனா கிளியரா இருக்கான்னு சொல்லுங்க. இல்ல நான் மியூட்ல போனா கிளியரா இருக்கா? ஓகே, நான் வந்து ஹெட்போன்ஸ் போடுறேன். ப்ராபப்லி ஓகே, எனக்கு கிளியரா இருக்கு அவங்க பேசுறது. இப்போ கிளியரா இருக்கான்னு சொல்லுங்க. தீப்திஜி, ஐ திங்க் யூ கேன் கோ ஹெட்.
Yeah. So is my audio clear now? Yeah. Mitraji, is my audio clear now? Yeah. So as I was saying, I mean, I have told about Sridevi's case in many interviews in Bachant ji's channel as well, and in other YouTube channels as well. Because we got, as I was saying, our national security advisor, with his help, I mean, he gave his personal lawyer, Sham Jindaji, who got the petition filed, and in the Supreme Court of India, and it got accepted in November 2018 as well. But then we kept getting, like we got more than 30 dates, Tariq pe Tariq, Tariq pe Tariq, as they keep showing in the movies. But hearing never happened. Some reason or the other, the hearing never happened. We had to change 2 to 3 lawyers, because even the lawyers say that they were threatened, or I mean they were sold or something. They started playing games, and none of the court notices reached me. So a lot of games happened, and with these documented evidences of misappropriation and mishandling by the Supreme Court of India, we approached the solicitor desk in ICJ, headed by Dr. Burgess Johnson. Okay, so he studied the case. He went through our documented evidences that we presented, wherein I mean, the case was mishandled by the apex court of our country. So the ICJ sent its own team to Mumbai and Dubai, because one of the proofs that we have submitted to the Supreme Court of India for Sridevi case was the terrorist confessions of 2 statements. Okay, wherein they clearly said that Sridevi ji had to silence to prevent her from exposing something. Okay, so I mean, all this happened, and strangely, the media was not covering it. Even we had discussion with Deepak Chaurasia ji, and we had discussion with Arnab, also knows about it. And we have even interacted with the Honorable President of India and Union Law Minister, uh, who had actually, Ravi Shankar Prasad ji had promised all cooperation, and even with his help, the case got transferred from Delhi to Odisha jurisdiction. Because since none of the communication from the court was reaching me, the games were being played at the postal level as well. I mean, in the court register, it shows that 9 notices were sent to me, but the destination field is blank. That means I never received any of those. Okay. And a lot of other games happened, which I have detailed. I mean, I won't go into the detail again. I have already shared this on many channels. And ultimately, my faith, my legal team's faith in the judicial system of our country, it totally broke when in August 2020 we got to hear that none other than our Union Law Minister, Sri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, filed an injunction blocking hearing in my case and few other cases as well. But he blocked hearing in my case even after we had a discussion, and he knew everything about it and all. That discussion we had in the month of February or March 2020. And after that, the nationwide lockdown was announced. And then after that, when things were returning back to normal, in August 2020, we got to hear that Ravi Shankar Prasad ji himself had blocked the hearings of our case. So that is when, I mean, even after, having approached the president, if this is what happens, we had no more hope for justice in the country. That was when we went to the ICJ. And then when Sushant's case happened, I was too deep into Sridevi's case. I was not into, see, because I had this case in the court, and the case was against the Union of India when it was in the Supreme Court of India. Now in the ICJ, it is against the judicial systems of the country. Okay, so I was harassed financially. My transfers were blocked. My business clients were harassed. My friend, just because he signed on the witness on one of the wakalats, he was beaten up. He was called to the police station and beaten up by the crime branch in Bangalore. Okay, so all this happened. Okay, so I was I mean, I didn't have much idea about Sushant Singh Rajput, what happened and all. I mean, people were following it. But what happened was that then I realized that if people actually care, the outcry that Sushant's death has created, unfortunately with Sushant's death, I realized that people, if they come to know the truth, then they care. Okay, they don't forget easily. So that was when I started coming out on the social media,
Yes. Okay.
sharing the Supreme Court of India documents and all. Okay, so because none of the media was covering it, though they knew about the case.
Yeah, I that was my again one question for you. Like, it was difficult at that time. None of the media covered, and like it was really difficult for you to come out with all your evidence. How did you manage that time, Deepti? No one helped you.
No. I mean, it's not that no one helped me. Now you are seeing me as you were saying, I could understand something like Iron Lady behind Sridevi's case and all. But behind this face, actually, a lot of sacrifices of other people are involved. I mean,
Okay.
so many other noble souls, their contribution is there. Okay. I have a very good legal team. I mean, in the form of headed by Dr. Ajay Singh Talwar and a few others as well. But people will never come to know about them, either for the safety or for some other reasons.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that it's not just Deepti Rani, but there is a team behind it. Okay, we were not able to bring this out in the media, though we tried. But legally, it is so strong that even after I shared the court documents on the Twitter, on the social media, tagging all the authorities, I shared Dubai Health Authority's original medical records for Sridevi's death, which clearly stated that she was injected mamushi venom. Okay, 130 hours prior to her death. And her death actually happened, according to the original medical reports, it actually happened on 23rd of February 2018, 6:30 p.m. Dubai time. So 130 hours prior to that, she was injected mamushi venom. So the effects of this toxin are such that it causes internal organ failure. So if everything had gone as per the plan, Sridevi ji would have died collapsing in the wedding. Okay.
That didn't
I'm
happen.
sorry.
Yeah, that didn't
That didn't
happen. Yeah,
happen. See,
happen. Yeah.
as they say, man proposes, God disposes. That didn't happen. Like in Sushant's case, even.
Yeah.
I mean, things didn't happen as per the plan. If they had happened, then no one would have even suspected foul play. It's
Exactly.
because, yeah, it's because his picks, last minute picks, they got someone leaked. I don't know with what intention they leaked, but God bless that someone.
Yeah, God bless them. Exactly.
Okay. So it's so very clear that shin is broken, his legs are broken, and he was manhandled. Okay. I mean, and otherwise it would have been closed as suicide.
Yeah.
And there is a similarity in both Sridevi ji's case and Sushant Singh's case. Okay. In Sridevi ji's case, initially, when in the wee hours of 25th of February 2008, when we got this news that Sridevi ji is no more, Sanjay Kapoor said that it was due to cardiac arrest.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. He
But
gave a
how did you
statement.
got the doubt, Deepti? When did you
No,
got the doubt?
because these people don't have much brains. They have money, power, and everything. They don't have much brains. That I mean, if she had died as per the original plan, that would have been
Yeah.
the reason that would have been given out.
Given.
That would have been the reason that would have been given out.
Exactly.
Okay, but it didn't happen. But this fellow still went ahead and gave the statement.
They've had their own script.
Okay. He went as per the script.
Yeah.
Then after that, and immediately there were people ready online, writers. They were ready with articles on crashed writing, ill effects of Botox, trying to look young, the pressures of aging. this, that, and everything. Similarly, in Sushant's case, police goes to the spot, deceased, they declare it as suicide without any post-mortem, without no one. I mean, they didn't even seal the crime scene.
Yeah. They were like just carrying in the
And people,
plastics,
yeah, people were walking inside and outside, carrying things from inside. I mean, nothing happened as per the procedure.
So they got the doubt there. The doubt started there.
So everyone, it was so, I mean, horribly managed. I don't know what. But people could see that clearly there has been a foul play. But they were trying to push it as suicide. Soon after Sushant's death, I mean, here the police declared it as suicide, and there people were ready. Ambassadors of depression and all, with articles on depression and help and this and that and everything. Okay.
Exactly.
So it was the public actually which kept the pressure on. Initially, Arnab too helped the moment a lot.
Yeah.
He asked many questions and all. But later, and I don't know, due to whatever pressure, I mean, it's not going forward. He had raised questions for Sridevi ji as well.
Yes, I've seen the interviews. Yeah.
Yes, but suddenly that died down. As soon as it was declared that it was due to accidental drowning, all the logical questions that are still unanswered, somehow the media went silent. Here too, in Sushant's case, that would have happened had the public not kept the pressure on.
Exactly.
And look at this, it is, what do you say? I should say something, the power of Sushant's personality or whatever it is. So many people who are not even his fans when he was alive, they have joined this movement. And this movement is, and the fire is still burning after 1 year.
Yeah.
It was because of this pressure only the case got transferred to CBI.
True.
Okay. So I was not following this news as such because I was busy in my own struggles and all that. But since both murders, both deaths happened in the same industry and all, and this journey of trying to, get dates and have a hearing and everything. So in the course of our ongoing investigation, research, and trying to get things moving forward, our team came across this watchman. There were two watchmen, Mont Blanc apartments. There were two watchmen. One of them was missing since Sushant's death.
Yes.
So this watchman, this watchman was on the run with the drives. Somehow we got hold of it, and I mean, these drives are so strongly encrypted. I mean, each file. Sushant was nothing less than a genius, actually. Yeah.
But many have this doubt, like, how come the watchman, he got this document? I mean, the document.
No, maybe he was asked.
It's not document.
See, maybe it's not document.
It's not document. I'm sorry. It's a drives. Yeah.
It's a drives and a laptop and 8 drives.
Okay.
Maybe he was made to, I mean, flee with it and give it to someone else.
Okay, some secret codes would have been.
We don't know. See, with what intention he was fleeing. I cannot go into too many details about it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he was made to flee the place with those drives, and I think most probably he was he was being used as a transporter.
Okay.
To pass it on to someone else.
At least one person is favor of Sushant.
We don't know if he was in favor of Sushant, or if those were being in the process of being stolen. So anything can be the reason.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Most probably he was fleeing the place to hand over these drives, because a watchman, what will he do with the drives? He was fleeing with them to be. I mean, someone might have instructed him to hand it over to someone else. That can also be the case, right? Hi, Bachant ji. Hello, namaste.
Hello, Bachant ji. One more fingerprint from Singapore.
Hi.
Thanks for joining.
Mitra. Hi.
Thanks for joining, ji.
No problem. Namaste Ji, how are you Ji? TK Ji?
I'm fine. कैसे हैं आप कैसे हैं बोलिए.
TK है. I'm fine.
ठीक है. Okay. Yes.
ठीक है,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mitra, there's an echo coming. Why?
Maybe I can put you in mute, Bachchan for some time.
Wait, give me a minute. Okay, now back. Okay, fine. Is my mic muted also?
I think I can go in mute.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Deepti Ji, I just before coming in, I heard Mitra asking a question that how did the watchman manage to get the electronic device? Could be a situation that Sushant, could have given it to him much earlier, or is it a situation that how could he have got put his hand on his on the devices? How is it possible? Or do you have any idea?
See, I'm not saying that Sushant gave it to him or something. Maybe when this thing happened and they were trying to vacate the place of the proofs and all, they might have asked him to, take it and hand it over to someone else. That might also be the case, right? And here, if we still don't know. We still don't know what exactly it is, or rather, I would say I don't want to go into details. But most likely, it looks to be the latter.
Okay. But sorry, I had to ask this question because a few of them asked it in my platform. Yeah. Okay.
He was fleeing away with the drives, most probably to give it to someone else.
Okay.
That's why somehow our team which was working on Sridevi's case, it laid its hands on it. And so that's why I went to Mumbai on 8th of March 2021 to hand it over to, regarding these drives only. I wanted to hand it over to Shri Nupur, IPS Nupur Prasad ji.
Yeah.
And
I remember you're leaving to Mumbai at that time, yeah.
Yes. And I told you in your show that I will now click selfies and I will post the entire. Because people, though I was sharing the documents and everything on Twitter since August, the moment my case got accepted by the ICJ, in October, the trolls led by some advocates and all, they started calling these documents fake and everything. So, even they filed an RTI on my letter from the defense minister. It came that nothing like that exists and all. So there was a lot of trolling and negative PR that happened regarding the documents that I was sharing. Okay. To that, I only had one question, that I have been sharing documents of Supreme Court of India. I have been sharing documents of Defense Minister. I have been sharing mails written to the President of India, to the Indian Army, to the Supreme Court of India. Their responses, signed by the Prime Minister of India. And I am sharing, if these are forged, I am forging such sensitive documents and I am sharing openly, tagging these very authorities since 8-10 months. And all I am getting is trolling on Twitter from advocates. Okay. So here, what I'm trying to say is that there's a state-sponsored cover-up. People, because no crime ever gets solved in this country where big names are involved. Be it, bank scams, money scams, or whatever. They never get solved. Because so many, this nexus which is responsible for most of the crimes in the country or in the world, it has an international presence. Okay. So recently we might have, I have also shared this. There's a case going in the Supreme Court of Canada against Bill Gates, Queen of England, and the Canada PM, and a few others for crimes against humanity. Okay. So there is this syndicate. I mean, even Gates Foundation, there's a case against Gates Foundation going in as well. Okay, for crimes against humanity, because they have been, so this syndicate, okay, which is into organ trafficking, illegal human medical trials, and drugs, and women trafficking, money laundering, terrorism. Okay, and so this nexus between the bureaucrats, politicians, big corporations, the ministers, and all, these people are the ones actually, they manipulate the media. The most of the mainstream, I mean, in fact, the whole of the mainstream media is manipulated and controlled either by some political party or whoever is funding them. Most of the media, Indian media, is owned by Reliance. Right. So India today, it as a report, fact check report, it declared the document of records of Dubai Health Authority, which I shared, as fake. Fact check, they say. Okay. So now I also issued a warning, because fact check means how it works. The fact check works, a journalist has to sign. When you are giving a statement as fact check, a journalist has to sign stating that they have checked facts and these are not matching. So I will not go into who signed that for India today, but what is the connection here, I will tell you. Okay. Sridevi ji's mortal remains come back in a private charter jet owned by the Ambanis. It was the Ambani's wedding, where for which she was taken to Dubai. Okay. So, and here also, here in Sushant's case, we see a diversion. Okay, Antilla case happens, and Sachin was his involvement, a lot of developments. I mean, even the courts, from Mumbai High Court to Supreme Court, petition gets filed, it gets rejected, it gets transferred to this. I mean, such fast developments. I mean, after having the experience of what I had with Sridevi case, I mean, I was surprised to see that, I mean, things can move at such a speed. So this is this nexus, okay, which Sushant wanted to expose. The diaries that I am sharing every day, these are, this is his, he has written these drives. And clearly he mentions in them that by the time, if someone is reading these drives, it means I am no more.
Yeah, I read. I've been reading all the contents.
Yes,
But,
so he was investigating. See, I don't know more than what you, Sushant, warriors know about the entire case, because I was totally engrossed in Sridevi case and the problems that I was facing because of that. Okay, so I haven't gone. It's just that when I got hold of these drives, I went to Mumbai twice to meet Nupur Prasadji. In spite of prior information and the acknowledgement, somehow she couldn't meet me. Then I went to NCB, Mumbai headquarters. There I got to meet. There the staff was very encouraging when I said that I had some information related to the Drex case of Sushant's to give. And immediately a meeting was set with the NCB chief, Samir Wankde sir. I met him. Okay. And I did also inform him that I had come to hand over some proofs regarding the drives to Nupur Prasadji, but since I couldn't meet, I thought I will hand over some information from South, which is related to this drugs angle of Sushant's case. So I had a meeting with him, and he is a very dedicated and committed and honest police officer. If we had more officers like him, crime will, I mean.
Yeah, the speed that is working, and yeah, I've been seeing how thoroughly he's running. He's working very hard. He's bringing in all the culprit.
Even when I went to Mumbai to meet him, I don't remember the time now. It was like 1:30 or so. He was out. He goes to raid the places himself.
Okay.
When I went to NCP office, I came to know that they are heavily understaffed. For both Mumbai and Goa, they hardly have, some 70 officers, all including field staff, administrative, everything. Okay, so he was awake the whole night on some raid or something, and he came back to the office by 10:30 in the morning, and that's how dedicated he is.
Amazing,
Yes, madam.
despite this pandemic situation.
And not only that, the NCP has done its job. It filed its charge sheet. Not only that, it even appealed against the bail of Riya Chakraborty. So it went beyond its duty to ensure that justice can be in whatever the scope of work it has done justice to it. But it's only the CBI, which is strangely silent. I mean, it's not even interested to. Okay, everyone, there is a narrative that there is being spread. By the time CBI came, the evidences were destroyed. So they are putting in place everything, and they are trying to make a foolproof case so that no one escapes. And come on, this is not the first case for them to become aware that something like this is happening. Before Sushant, we had Sridevi ji. Before her, we had Jia Khan, we had Parveen Babi, we had Divya Bharti, we had Gulshan Kumar. And we have had many mysterious deaths from ISRO as well, from 2014 to 2018. And this mysterious death of scientists, it started from Homi Babaji, the father of Indian nuclear science.
Actually, I want to tell here one thing, Deepti ji. When NCB caught this fellow, Siddharth Pitani, they said like he was an abscond, and then they caught through him through some social media. They have just tracked him, and then they found him. But actually, my doubt is like when the case Sushant case is alive, they have not closed it. So they should have all the details about these people, Sushant. I mean, Siddharth Pitani or whoever involved in the case. They could have given the information to, or they would have helped NCB. I don't know whether I'm asking this question is the right question or not, but it was in my mind, so I just flowed it.
Yeah, the question is how come they set them free?
Yes.
And Keshav or
Can I
Neeraj
come
is
in?
in.
Yes,
Sure, Dhruv. Tell me.
Okay. See, I am here only for quick 5-10 minutes. First of all, good evening, everyone. Namaskaram, Mitra ji. Namaskaram, Deepti ji. Namaskaram, Bachant ji. Namaskaram and Vanakkam, all the viewers and the people those are following this platform. Mithravin Paarvai, which means is in the eyes of Mitra ji, is a beautiful platform. I follow it whenever I have time. And yeah, Mitra ji, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep up the good work. You have joined the army of the true warriors who are doing the real social service.
Thank you,
Coming
sir.
back to the answer to your question, I see smiles everywhere for a change today. So nice. Okay. Anyways, so coming back to the question, the answer is very simple. See, there are two perspectives which comes when a case is under investigation. Okay. Number one, he is a suspect. Number two, there are evidences and he is an accused. Now, these people were under the radar of suspects, not accused. So unless and until something concrete is found, he is again another normal citizen of the country. And whenever we use social media, however powerful VPNs we use, whatever we use, there are certain hidden techniques from which the exact IP of that instrument can be traced. And that was how Siddharth Patani was found. No investigation agency will come and give you detailed ABCD information of what exactly happened. But the purview of it, if any technician is saying it, or if some basic knowledge about technology we have, if you go ahead and type on your computer browser now, www.google.com, that itself is your potential address where you can be traced. This is all the point I wanted to make. Any which ways, when the boss is here, I don't even think I need to open my mouth. She will cover up all the topics. You called me on the stream. With all due respects to you, I came here. Thank you so much for giving me this place. And Bachanji, you are indeed, I was following your stream the other day. I'm extremely sorry I couldn't join it on time. But yes, that doesn't mean that I am like, what do you say? There are some differences between us because this has come up now after I started my show that Dhruva has started ignoring people. Dhruva has not ignored anyone. It is just that you people are doing a fantastic job. And if in case you need me for your streams to come and speak, you can let me know. I'll be there anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji.
Dhruv.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much, Ji.
Dhruva. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the support we always get from Dhruva Ji.
Yes,
Just even 5 minutes,
mean,
he will rock and he will just motivate. That's what we
he
need in
has
this
been a big
stage.
support. Yes,
Yeah.
he has been a very big support.
Yeah, he is. You know, he really voiced out a lot. Deepti ji, I just want to ask one question, which I actually forgot to ask in my stream. Probably I can ask here, because some of the viewers in this channel, as well as my channel, they don't understand English. They only understand Tamil. So when I speak about the diary, ask them to go and read, refer to the what you have actually put up in your Twitter. Some of them may not even understand what they are reading. But if I were to ask, can you just summarize the whole thing? What was Sushant trying to say in the whole encryption they have done so far? What do you feel that he was trying to say in the diary?
See, he has written a lot of things. In fact, more than me talking about it. See, I have even been adding a disclaimer. See, that is because that is not my work. There are big names taken in it. It is someone else's work. Okay. So, I am not at all questioning or doubting Sushant's person. It is totally true. Whatever is written word to word is true. But if they want, I am already in the radar. If someone wants to harass me, if that I don't have that shield, I mean, legally I can be held guilty, and the person whose work it is, he is no more to defend. So I have to take care of the legalities and myself, right? So there's a reason I am sharing it the way I am sharing. But yes, he has written it very minutely and very detailedly. I would rather than me summarizing or talking about the contents, I want the people to go through it as he has written it. Okay. So, I mean, of course, I mean, it's difficult, the kind of, the slides that I'm sharing, but not something that cannot be managed. Okay, because even getting access to his drives is something like, I don't know if you're understanding what it means, and it can be a valid proof in Sushant's case in the court of law as well. Okay, because without doubt, it can be proved that these belong to Sushant Singh Rajput. There are ways. There are ways, okay, to prove that. So, I would rather people go through it. He has basically written about how the Bollywood money laundering happens in the movies, what all crimes the stars are involved in. I mean, how they get protection from the government, the agencies and everything. How corruption is there in everywhere. How, I mean, like he has spoken about casting couch. He has spoken about what do you say? I mean, the wrong practices, the wrong practices that are happening in Mumbai film industry, and which are happening since long, because they are happening as they are getting protection from the law agencies themselves, the judicial systems. See what happened in the Salman Khan's
You mean to say they had their own kingdom?
They have their own kingdom.
Own kingdom, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they are sure that law can't do, I mean, they can get away. They can get away with anything. So, unfortunately, okay, I know, I mean, if someone has to talk negatively about me, because let me tell you one thing here. Mainstream media is already in their control. Okay. In India, about 80% of the media is owned by Ambani's CNN network. And even outside BBC or whatever, New York Times or whatever it is, even the Hollywood people, they knew it since long. One of the famous actors, he always used to say, if you follow the media, if you do not follow the media, you are uninformed. If you follow the media, you are misinformed. Okay, so the mainstream media, it is controlled and it is manipulated. So now it's only the social media, okay, where the alternate truth or the truth which has been suppressed in the mainstream media by the powers, by the higher powers, is being circulated. So now there are attempts to control and regulate this social media as well. So we see, the thing here is that the situation is bad. The situation is pretty bad as far as the judicial systems and the agencies of our country are concerned. There are many honest people. Please do not get me wrong. There are many honest people. It's not that I'm going on everywhere and speaking ill about our country, speaking ill about our agencies. Like, I mean, if someone wants to look at it that way, it is not the case. I'm just making people aware of how exactly the system is running. Because if you really love your country, nationalism doesn't mean that you keep saying, I love my country is great, I'm proud of my country. Closing your eyes to all the wrongs that are happening. Right? If you really love your country, first become aware of how your country is running. And if there is a lacuna, but here there is a lacuna everywhere. All the four pillars of democracy are malfunctioning. We have executive, we have legislature, we have the other two, media, and security, I think defense forces. There is corruption everywhere. There is corruption everywhere. Not everyone is bad. We have very honest ministers. We have had like Sushma Swaraj ji, we had Manohar Parrikar ji, we had, though Abdul Kalam sir is not a minister, we have had many. We have had. I'm sorry, please. I'm getting disturbed. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was getting some messages. So what was I saying? So all the four pillars of the democracy are now malfunctioning. Anyone with money and power can manipulate them and use them as per their convenience. So the thing to hear, we should all, be clear of one thing. We all are saying justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. We are all are saying justice for Jia Khan. We are all are saying justice for Disha Salian. I am fighting for Sridevi's justice. See, if we get this justice, we are not doing any favor to these people. They have already sacrificed their lives, trying to make people aware, bring the truth in front of people. Justice to Sushant Singh Rajput or justice to anyone, any of these souls, means justice to our future, justice to humanity. So we have to raise voice. We have to, make sure that there are no more Sushant Singh Rajputs anymore. For that, justice has to happen. No, it cannot happen like other cases. Right. And through your platform, I just want to say that the people, 80% of the people in the world are good. Okay. There are just those, 5% of people who are really evil, who want control over everything, who are very greedy. Okay. There are unconfirmed reports. We have reports about Hillary Clinton Foundation being involved in child trafficking. A case is also going on. We have cases on, these internet giants, Google, Apple, and all this, because they have been playing with the privacy, and you are playing with the people's privacy, I mean, illegally.
Yeah.
So everything, you can't say now the masks have fallen. The masks have fallen. I mean, most of the people who are out there, we have very few people like Ratan Tata ji or others who actually
I really love him, Ratan Tata ji. Amazing person.
See, our country owes a lot to him and his family. In fact, they have contributed the most to the nation building. And people are not aware of this even till now. They give many free services in form of petrochemicals and electricity and all to the government of India. Such people are rare, of course, but now the world, this corporate culture and this globalization and everything, we have David Ferrer, and we have Warren Buffett, we have Mukesh Ambani, we have, these people, we have Bill Gates. Okay, these people, they own everything. They own from banks to medicines to hospitals to your now they want to enter the food and farm field as well. So fertilizers, everything. I mean, they control everything. They want to control everything. Okay. So see, we are okay as common people, and the 80% of the people are not aware of, which direction to go. Okay, because they are, see, I believe that if people are really made aware of the truth, if the media does its job and really shows the people actually what is happening, they will definitely, stay together and raise voice against what is wrong. This is what these syndicate people don't want. That is why they have taken control over the media with different narratives, different diversions. They keep the people divided. Are you getting me? Now the people are fighting, different ideologies, they are fighting with each other. Different religions, they are fighting with each other. We have to fight collectively now. We are it's not, we can no longer afford. Right. So, yes, with the coming of the new director for CBI, Subhaj Jaiswal ji, I too am hoping. That's the reason I am sharing these drives on the Twitter as well, tagging the authorities as well, because I too have great hopes from this government.
Yeah. In fact, the new CBI director, the panelists who chose him, one of the panelists was actually Mr. Modi ji. He was actually in the panel. One of them was choosing this CBI, and he got 2 more years to serve, I believe. So there's a lot of hope on this new CBI, hoping that he will actually, bring justice to Sushant as well as all the other cases. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I am a little hopeful now because I cannot share everything. I don't want to give any sort of false hopes or something. But yes, I think things will. Samir sir has applied for. I'm not Samir sir. NCB has applied for the extension of Siddharth's custody. If the case is true. Okay, so things will happen. I have this feeling because I know of some developments from inside. So things should start happening soon. That doesn't mean that the public should stay calm, waiting for developments. Keep on the pressure. Keep
That
on the
was
pressure
like,
because there is no logical reason. There's no logical reason for the CBI to not even announce the reason of the death. It has to come out now. No one is asking it to, for them to say that if we say anything, then they will get alert and this and all. Come on, at least the reason of the death you can say, right?
Correct.
It can no longer, it can no longer, I mean, silence is no longer golden here. Where at one side, one agency, NCB, it is doing arrests upon arrests and, and see, it is a different matter that the big names are getting bails
Yesterday
and all.
also.
That is because, that is because they're using the loopholes in the legal system.
Okay.
The agencies have done their job, the NCB has done their job, but they are hiring, expensive lawyers, like someone like has hired someone like Manchinde. Okay, so I mean the kind of support.
She's using Sushant's money to use the lawyer to fight the case.
No.
That's the irony of it.
She's been
I'm just
sponsored.
joking. I'm just joking.
No. A whole syndicate is behind to protect her. Kindly
She's been
understand.
sponsored.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the thing is that yes, but public is always the boss. Okay, and even
true.
in Sushant's case, let me tell you one thing: since they have not been able to, take control of what is shown on the social media. Okay, what these mafia people have done is that they have a modus operandi. How they operate now, I will tell you. Okay, suppose something happens, and if it goes as per the plan, then nothing like it. But if it doesn't go as per the plan, like it happened in Sridevi's case or in Sushant's case, okay, and if there is some kind of outcry, immediately they will feel their own person who will be saying what people might be wanting to hear. But they are their people only. Even on social media, even some of the YouTubers are their people only. They are here only to make sure that there is no other opposition. There is no other, if someone else, see, if a leader emerges, okay, like I don't want to take names, but we have had an advocate who has been arrested for spreading fake news. Okay. So these people are there to mislead people so that they don't unite. Many narratives and many stories, but ultimately here the only one motive of the people is justice for Sushant, right?
Yeah.
So what can the public do here? The biggest question is, what can the public do here? The public can keep up the pressure, keep asking.
But actually, again, one question, Deepti, we are fighting and we are keep asking, but how long? This is what, like, everyone get frustrated. We will stay positive. We will stay, calm. Everything is there. But do we have to fight this much to getting a justice for such a good soul? That's little bit getting upset.
No, the thing here is what Deepti is trying to say is, though it's very frustrating, but continue to fight for it, because you know why. For example, Sridevi's case, when we heard that it was accidental death, majority of them didn't believe, but nobody voiced out. Somehow when no one is voicing out, no one is fighting for her, it's easy for them to close the case or don't even just leave it hanging there.
And also,
it just
also it happened in
It's a
Dubai.
good example you
happened
gave.
in Dubai.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, this is a very good example, Bachanji, because for Sushant we have so many proofs.
Yes.
Yeah, but for Sridevi case we didn't have anything, but she tried to fight for more than 2.5 years, right? Nearly. But still, she is doing. Yeah, we are behind. So yeah, exactly. I take this as a good example, and we still keep fighting. Yeah.
For example, if
And
it
here
would have been if the outcry would have been similar, the outcry for Sushant would have been similar for Sridevi, I think the fight would have been longer. Like now, in fact, it is Sushant's case that brought Deepti to social media. Now we know who Deepti is. She's this brave woman, iron lady fighting for Sridevi. We weren't even aware of her at all.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's what, see, I too thought that the media will, once they come to know about the real reason about Sridevi's death, they will actually bounce on the news and everything. But nothing like that happened.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, is this really true? Because here they make a news out of someone like coming from railway side street bragging to becoming a big singer. They cover a small. So are you saying how all scripted it all is on the mainstream media? How scripted it all is? So I mean, as much as it is important that we people are fighting on the ground, it is important to have people like you also, Mitraji and Bachchanji, who are actually trying. I mean, giving a platform to bring people together and voice out, trying to place facts in front of them.
Definitely.
Because especially in today's time when there is so much attempt, there is so much infiltration into the social media as well. They have a strong IT cell which has so many members, and each member has multiple profiles. I will tell you. See, for example, let's say one advocate. She started trolling me. She started calling all my documents fake. I simply asked her, file a case. If these are fake, if you are an advocate, file a case. She vanished. And then again, whenever my presentation was never, she would come back trolling. Okay. And she even called the NCB letter fake. And I was even expecting for her to call the pic fake with Samir sir. I mean, the kind of, but when she called this NCP letter fake, I had filed a cyber complaint on her. So there's the reason. Now she doesn't troll or call my documents fake from her profile, but from alternate fake profile or something.
You
That
know,
thing
the last
continues.
Dipti, the last stream we had, I have at least about 4-5 comments from the same person trying to, comment on you saying that it is fake and all that. Maybe I do not know whether it's the same person. It's about 4 or 5 negative comments was coming in. Maybe I
Yes,
need to go
same
and
person.
check.
I mean,
Yeah.
see, you should understand one thing. What is their objective? What is their objective? And what is my objective? Okay, you can call me fake if I'm asking you for money or monetary support. I'm only stating facts here. I'm saying things. I'm taking names, big names. I'm saying openly that Boni Kapoor and Manish Malhotra murdered Sridevi ji. I've been saying that openly. I've taken some very big names of Reliance and Ambani's interfering with my internet connections every time I'm on the show. If I was just one question, if I was a fake person, if all this is forgery, why haven't I been booked for contempt of court by the Supreme Court of India? Because it's not that they don't follow
Exactly.
Twitter, right? Yeah, one tweet from Prashant Bhushan or one tweet from some stand-up comedian, I mean, they get notices. Here I have been regularly sharing and I'm saying that Supreme Court is playing foul. I'm saying such things in the tweet. If those were fake or whatever it is, why no action has been taken on me?
Yeah. They would have definitely taken action against you, by now or by
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. See, things are not, and I have come out because now people are saying what is exactly. If before Sushant's death I had come out and I had even told you that this is the thing, but the media is not anything, you would have said, I mean, like she's some mad woman, some conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
so
because
saying
after
they say.
Sushant's death, yeah, it was because after Sushant's death, so much the things became so clear to everyone who was watching the cover-up. So that was when I felt that now people can relate to. Now they will understand actually what I went through.
Yeah, so true.
Actually, you came
So,
at the right time. Actually, Dipti ji, you came at the right
yeah,
time.
and another thing, let me tell you, yeah, here in Sushant's case, in Srideviji's case, also the first person to come and say that it seems to be murder was Subramaniam Swamy.
Okay.
Right. So that's the reason when I did my own investigations first before sending the team to Dubai, I found some connection of some Thakkar scam in Gujarat with Sridevi's death. So I was in touch with him through WhatsApp, Swamiji, okay, regarding this case only. So initially he had, he was interacting, but when I made the connection about the Thakkar scam, he stopped. He said, I cannot look into it because it happened in some other country and I don't have time. So he stopped responding then. Again, Sushant's case as well.
He started, yeah.
He is the first person to raise the voice. Keeps raising. Okay. The moment the case went to the CBI, he writes a letter, the CBI responds to him, and then there is silence. And then he starts defending the very own people. He was first saying, I'm talking about this son of a very big politician in Maharashtra. He starts defending that person and tries to malign Sushant, talking about some seminary points were found and all that. Okay. So here, even in Sushant has mentioned in his diary about some brokers and all, who are not in power, See here, one thing to notice here is that I don't want to defame Swamiji or something. Okay, he has the little interaction, whatever I had with him, he was very, polite and all. So, but the thing is that we have seen here that if there is some kind of controversial case, someone else also files a controversial, opposition, so that no one else files.
Even people will scared to further.
In Sridevi's case also in 2018, one Sunil Singh had filed the petition. He had even come to meet me in Bhubaneswar for the proofs and all. So one Sunil Singh, he is a filmmaker who was at Dubai at that point of time in Sridevi's time. But along with him, some 5 or 7 odd other petitions were filed for Sridevi. Those were dummy petitions, fake petitions. Okay, so I can't confirm this, but I have heard that Madhuri Dixit was one of the people who have filed a petition. This is to dilute the chance of the petition getting accepted or something. Okay, so here in Swamiji's case also, I want to bring one thing to notice, that he takes up cases, big cases, but none of the case gets solved ever. National Herald, Sunanda Pushkar. So these people, this mafia people and all, I don't know. So why I raised Swamiji's case here, but my experience and my information says this mafia people have this way. They use their own people. They use their own people to file a case if there is an outcry or publicity, so that no one else. If suppose, let's say, if someone else comes up and files a petition, they try hard. Again, they have to, so to stop or to dilute any honest or sincere attempts to discover the truth. To avoid that, they will have some person of their own to file a counter petition or something, and they keep playing with it. Then they will see to it that this doesn't reach to a closure.
Okay.
It's like initially Kankana Rana is talking all out for Sushant, claiming that it's not suicide, and then suddenly become a U-turn.
It's not only Kangana, it's even Sushant's previous girlfriend,
Ankita Loganti.
Yeah. She also kept quiet after some time.
See, that was confusing to me even then, but now after, the slides that I'm sharing, I don't have prior information of what is written in those slides, because every file that you are saying, that is separately encrypted. It's not like once you break the encryption, you can go through the entire content. You have to break your head in breaking the code set for each and every file.
You mute.
It's like parts and pieces. You have to actually connect it all together. Put the pieces together, is it?
Oh, it's like a thriller movie, you know.
No,
It was
because
like
encryption. It's encryption.
encryption.
It's strongly encrypted. Okay, you can code your files. You can say, I mean, make them more secure.
Okay.
Okay, and most of the people have also commented that the English doesn't belong to Sushant Singh. So we know his writing style and all. Of course, I mean, there may be experts. There may be experts on Sushant's thought process and writing style. But here I want to make one thing clear, that when he was writing these drives, and the style that these people are talking about, his social media posts, just understand the difference in the frame of mind while when he was, posting for the public. Naturally, he will take care of the presentation, of the grammar and everything, of the style. But here he is writing something where he is saying that by the time you read this, I will not be alive. And
correct.
also, this is some, this is MS-DOS prompt interface. Anyone with some kind of technical knowledge or something, they can understand what I'm saying. Here, we do not have the option for the cursor to go back. So he's typing it. At the same time, he's encrypting the file. And you don't have an option for the cursor to go. So there are some spelling mistakes. But here, the content should be focused on rather than the style. Because if you go through now, you will understand why this U-turn happened of Kangana Ranawat and Ankita. He has mentioned about both in his files that I have shared. So that if you connect that, then it will make sense why they made U-turn.
So this thing started in year 2018. Since 2018,
Which
you've been
thing?
writing it, right? No, the whatever that he encrypted, he started from 2018.
See, 2018 or 2019, I'm not sure about it. Of course, there are ways to find out at what time the slide was written and all, but then that will again take time. And see, these files are something which I simply can't hand over to anyone to break the coding and all. These are very sensitive information.
Yes.
So here, I too, I mean, it will take some efforts and it will take time to find out at what time exactly these files were written. It can be done.
It'll be good, if that can happen, you know. That's an additional proof.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I asked because
No,
Sridevi
see,
also
no, see,
was
if
during
if the CBI, if the CBI people, I mean, if the authorities take it, then definitely all this will be taken care of, right?
Also, it's just given about this fake death certificate, loan, accidental insurance. So many
He has written everything in detail.
connections between
Yeah,
Sridevi's death also. I was like, yeah, by reading that, it's like a thriller movie, Deepti ji.
yes. He also mentioned about Ajitab, the missing Bangalore guy, techie guy.
Yeah.
And the connection with the biometrics. So see,
Biometrics.
it's a wealth of it's a wealth of information. So mostly from what I have read till now, okay, what I'm gathering is that he was murdered because of his, he was too honest and he was not willing to part with his artificial intelligence project. He was not willing his project to be used for some shady kind of work, like breaking into the biometrics network of the people and having control of their movements and everything. He didn't want to be a part of his. And also, he was also investigating Jia Khan's death. He was also looking into that. If we go by what he has written in the files, okay, and he was discouraged by Saif Ali Khan, Sara Ali Khan, so not to. So that added to his doubts. He started investigating more. Even Sridevi ji, see what we found out about Sridevi, even she was investigating into many things like Divya Bhatiji's death, and she had even contacted ACP and Anirudh Chauhan.
I have a
Okay.
doubt here, Deepti. Does Sushant knows about Sridevi's, I mean, the mystery death? He must be having some doubt.
Yes. See, I can only say he
Mhm.
knows because he has mentioned it in his diary that there was one meeting of the Producers Guild of India. A meeting was called by the Producers Guild of India as Sridevi died. Okay, he couldn't attend the meeting, but we had information about this meeting earlier. I couldn't connect Sushant angle to this because I mean that was totally different actually. So we had information about this meeting where gag orders were given to everyone to not talk about Sridevi much. Everyone knew that she was murdered. Amitabh Bachchan ji having that premonition that see they knew, and Sridevi ji also tried to approach few authorities. In fact, the person who helped us, who supervised the team, the investigation team which went to Dubai, late Lieutenant General I.S. Gilji, Sridevi ji had spoken to him in 2016. And he had advised her to file an FIR against her husband. But after a few days, she told him that she wants to give a chance to her husband. He has promised to, mend ways. So she has decided to give a chance to her husband. And later, in 2018 or something, she approached ACP and Anirudh Chauhan. But he turned out to be Amar Singh's person. From there, the information went to Amar Singh. Amar Singh again came back to, I mean, so you see, she was not killed for insurance. Insurance was a benefit. It was not the main reason. See, because when you live with a person like Sridevi gave him chance, wanted to give him chance, she wanted to save her marriage, she wanted to give him chance to mend his ways. He too might have thought that he will bring her around to, towing the line, to being okay with all this. He too might have tried. Bonnie Kapoor too might have tried, right? So that's why they might have had this backup of, insurance in Dubai. And what my investigation, that wedding between Ambanis and the Kapoors, Dubai was selected only for this reason. That's why, I mean, even we had people in the Supreme Court of India like ex-judge helping us and everything, still it went nowhere. So you understand the kind of influence these people have.
They are highly influenced.
Yeah. But in front of public, if the
No.
public stays united, yeah, they have to bend.
How long they can
have
play
to
like
bend.
this?
Yes, they cannot. Now the only step forward, there can be no other. See, people say that for him this might be true, for her this might be true. I don't believe in that. Truth has no versions. Truth has no different versions. And here the only truth is that the only way forward in the justice movement for Sushant is CBI declaring the reason of death. So all the Sushant warriors should get together, okay, no matter which YouTubers camp they belong to. Since CBI declaring the reason of death is the only step forward, there is no other step. This has to happen. All collectively make so much noise just for this thing. Declare the reason of death, declare the reason of death, declare the reason of all collectively. That they have to. Don't get deviated into anything else. Someone might be saying their sister is involved or their family member is involved. That is immaterial to you. That is immaterial to you. What matters to you? What matters to the public is that Sushant Singh Rajput was murdered and the truth about his murder should come out. Who played foul in his family? Is his family interested or not? That is not in your control. or that is not something which you can decide. The family has its own pressures. The case is in the court. They can't come out and say everything, because they will be booked for the contempt of court then. I took remedial measures. I took legal measures, like I filed act of desperation. And then I went ahead and shared things on the social media. But here, इतना time गया बीता नहीं है सुशांत case में for them to file the act of desperation. And I'm not even sure how the case is going or something. So they have their own limitations. So here we are seeing YouTubers collecting money on the father's name. It's a good thing that his sister Mithu Singh, she clarified. She came on the Twitter and said that such things won't be tolerated. Some people have made a business of this justice movement, and these people are planted by them, are planted by the syndicate people only. They act as if they are doing, but they, in the end, they will not do anything constructive other than divide the people with different narratives. Here, the only way forward is all the Sushant warriors, they should collectively roar so louder for the CBI to declare the reason of death. Let them first declare. Then we can collectively decide what further actions can be taken. Simply, talking this might be the case, he happened, he is involved or something will not help. What as a public, what can we do? Let us discuss, let us keep discussing what might have happened, what might not have happened, and everything. But as a public, let us not get divided. The only way forward is the CBI has to declare the reason of death. Pressurize, make a collective outcry for that, so that they were forced to hand over the case to the CBI. CBI also comes out with the reason of that. After that, we can decide on the next step of course of action. Right.
Yeah, yep, Deepti. More power and more strength to you, Deepti, because Bachchan was saying that you came on the right time. Yes, of course, you came on the right time, and I have to thank Bachchan also, because if Bachchan is not there, no Tamilian people would have aware of this particular Srideviji's death mystery. Even though she is born and brought up in Tamil Nadu, we are unaware of this information. So it's good that God has united all of us and you through Bachanji. We got through know lot of information about Srideviji. We have to keep fighting. Yeah, Bachanji. Deepti was saying that we need more honest people and more honest officers, but we need more people like you, more ladies like you. We have to come, because even I don't know, after I started raising voice, how many people will unfriend me. That is okay with me. I'm okay for anything, but we have to keep, we should not get scared of anything. If we are not speaking, who will speak for our younger generation?
No,
everybody were connected with everybody
were
connected with Sushant.
I am only saying that there is safety in numbers. Okay. See, if as I was telling, 80% people are good, but they need someone to lead them.
Yes.
Right. And you people are providing that platform to unite them and collectively, to lead them into a direction. I'm talking about the genuine warriors. I'm not talking about those fake YouTubers who are planted and who are, doing all sort of tamasha except concentrating on justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. I'm talking about genuine YouTubers like you people. See, this is where I started a channel called Elite Camps, but I haven't gone ahead with it because it is not everyone's cup of tea to, host a channel. And so much information, so many people wanted to come to it, and I was like, are they coming to spread some agenda? Is it true? Is there truth in them? And I was like, hats off to people like you both. You are actually, doing the sessions and spreading the word, keeping a cool head, and analyzing things. This is very much required, actually.
Yeah, exactly. We have to. Yeah, safeguard our younger generation. And this is not good. Like whatever happening.
You have a different user base. She has a different user base, and some other genuine YouTubers have a different user base. Come together, like you have been coming together. You people have been coming together, right? Now, collectively, everyone should have only one chorus. CBI declare the reason of death. CBI declare the reason of death. Okay, don't say no justice, no vote, no justice, no vote. Don't say. अभी वोट की जरूरत नहीं है, elections नहीं है. If you say no justice, no vote, till next elections you will be saying no justice, no vote.
Anyway, the election is over.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If this is how you want, if this is how you are demanding action, saying no justice, no vote, then you will have to wait till votes are required.
Yeah.
You want us to be more logical, yeah.
Okay, exert more pressure. Exert more pressure, and things have to change definitely. And even if after exerting pressure, if the agencies continue to ignore or something, there's always people have this power, right? People are the taxpayers. No justice, no tax. No justice. See, there are ways. So I'm not suggesting or saying anything. What I'm saying is that first channelize this public outcry to getting to taking small steps towards justice. Get together. Voice out for the right step. Okay. Rather than saying file 302, file 302, say declare the reason of death. Okay. And stick to it every day till they carry this campaign till 14th of June.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so that at least by 14th of June, at least there is a reason of death. And the authorities know it very well that they cannot simply rule out the angle of murder when they declare the reason of death. That's the reason they are not saying anything. And that is what we want them to say it. Because once they say it out aloud that this is indeed a murder, then we can build pressure on them to act on finding them murderers. Because then we can pressurize them to take Siddharth into custody and interrogate him. In what way he found the body and what. There are many people who can be interrogated then. We can pressurize.
There's a question.
Yeah.
There's a question, interesting question. What was your opinion on the 2 or 3 body theory?
No, please don't ask me any question. As I'm saying, I don't have any additional information other than what is in the drives. The only other additional information I have, which I cannot say for sure, but I have heard from somewhere that the fight which happened in Joggers Park on June 12th. Okay. That was between Dino Morio, Ashok Sarogi and Mohsin Khatri. Mohsin Khatri is another cousin of Imtiaz Khatri. Okay. No, not Sushant. 3 people were there. What I heard. Okay. I'm not saying that this is the truth. What I heard, but the 3 people who were fighting in the Joggers Park on 12th of June were Dino Morio, Ashok Sarogi and Mohsin Khatri. Ashok Sarogi, I think he is Sushil Modi's lawyer, right? Yeah. So these 3 people were there in the Joggers Park and the fight was about what to do with the body. I am not sure. I'm not saying what I have heard. What version I have heard is that. And the body they were talking about was Sushant's body, which was in the dicky of the car that was parked, in which they had come to the park. And his body, almost most of the bones of his body were broken. And they were fighting about what to do with the body. How to.
This is 12 or 13?
You said it's 12th.
No, 12th. And actually he died on June 13th.
Yeah.
This is what I heard. But I don't have time I don't have the time or the resources to go and verify if this information is true or not.
Could be a situation have been beaten up but still alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the 12th.
Yeah. See, it's clearly visible even in the pics also. I mean, it's deformed. His legs the shin is broken, it's dislocated. If you see
But Deepti ji, do you remember Advocate Vivekanand Gupta said in a Republic World that on the night, which is on the 13th night, Sushant actually dropped Ria at her apartment. He went
who
up.
saw that?
Who
Who
gave
gave this version?
He said a witness saw, and he will, if CBI calls him,
They said it's like neighbor of Ria's apartment somewhere.
No. There's two things that happened. One was Advocate Vivek Ji told me told in the Republic World, saying that there is a witness who saw Sushant dropping Ria on the 13th night, which is about 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. The other version is another girl from Ria's apartment claiming that a person living in the apartment says that Sushant dropped Ria around 6 p.m. So it's like two different timing of the same story. So yeah, so if I do not know if
See,
so I'm just
naturally someone, I mean, even if you don't have a lawyer like Manshinde, the most natural practice is to plant witnesses or buy hostile witnesses or threaten them. So these games, but see, I only told what version I heard. Maybe what Vivekananda Gupta ji said is true. But then again, this witness can't be solely relied upon. So things can only be clear because, come on, where is the real post-mortem report of Sushant Singh Rajput? Where is it?
But coming back to these three guys, they had a fight and they were discussing what to do with the body. So that was the news that have been heard around too, right? Diptiji, that's what you were trying to share. So we were trying to connect the dot, figuring out, maybe he's been beaten up and, in the car. So that's why they're figuring out what to do.
No, I don't know.
Body,
maybe he was beaten up somewhere else. I'm not sure. This is what I'm saying you. I'm telling you that I don't know anything more than what is written in the drives. Okay. And this is some other thing which I have come to know about. I heard that he was, asking people, making inquiries about Jia's case, and he was very much concerned about the wrong that happened to her and all. There was when I was investigating Sridevi's case. I mean, when he initially died. When he died on July, I think. So I heard that he was investigating. He was asking people about Jia Khan's death. That's the reason he was killed and not. I came to hear about that as well. So, but now after going through what is written in his drives, the stories, Jia Khan's episode is just one part of it. We are coming to know about, right? And during his last days, I think he was administered drugs without his knowledge. We know how the house staff was changed. I mean, he was trapped entirely. A person like him, I mean, we have had reports of him sleeping for hours and hours while Ria keeps partying and all. So he was most of the time, he was not kept in, he was kept in such a state where his brain was not functioning normally.
In fact,
that's the reason I think he couldn't able to escape from them, because he is
that's the reason,
not functioning. Otherwise, such a brilliant guy, he would have escaped from them.
Yeah. No, in fact,
he's
the
not only
bodyguard.
Brilliant, he is fit. He's not only brilliant, he is a very fit person, very athletic, and
in fact, the bodyguard in an interview said it, right, that after he came back from Europe, he totally was a different person compared to what he was like. He's like what you said, Diptiji. The bodyguard also said that Sushant, other than going for shooting, he's basically play cricket. He's basically go to the gym. He do workout. So he's actually a very sportish person. Someone who do not even take alcohol. But when he came back from Europe, there's a lot of changes in him.
Yeah, I will just tell one thing. someone who is known to wake up at 4 in the morning and do pranayam and all those.
Yeah.
I mean, you mean such a person can go into depression and I mean,
Correct.
That's the only way they can tag, to just cover up
yeah,
the murder.
they wanted to defame him. Yeah.
Defame him, yeah.
Yeah,
They already
wanted
started
to-
doing that.
The
They first
Parvin
tried to
Bobby
defame
theory,
him using that Me Too. Yeah. Mahesh, but again.
Yeah.
So again,
Soon.
he is one common factor. He is his nephew or someone, David Headley. He was found to have links with the terrorists who were involved in these Taj attacks. But still, people forget. It comes in the news, people forget, and these people continue going to parties and declaring others as, losing their brains.
Yeah.
That's how pathetic the systems of our countries are. So now, I too have great hopes from this government. I'm not saying anything against this government or such. Unfortunately, the ecosystem of this country has become like this, the systems that are governing, that they are encouraging the criminals to commit the crime and get away with it if they have money power. So this needs to be looked into. This chapter of organized crime, it should have a totally different department of its own. Even the judicial system, okay, whatever pending cases are there, just assign a different court to it. From now on, at least, from new cases, they should be at least be completed on time. Keep a time frame like 1 hour for 1 year for each case. And whatever pending cases are there, just leave certain amount of special courts to give them a closure, that too in certain time. And I believe that the present, if anyone can do it, then the present government can do it. It's only that the public has to apply the right pressure. We cannot lose hope. Of course, things are bad. Corruption is there everywhere. In every field. Even if you are a scientist or something, and if you are not okay with some, some research or some technology which is which is not in the interest of the good, you might be bumped off. Any field, in every field, there is so much corruption that if anyone takes a stand against it, then they are either threatened or they are either tried to be bought, and if they still do not.
I think that's what he's mentioned, some situational criminals, they try to change them according to the situation.
They
That's
try
he's
to
given a hint.
Yes.
He's given the
Yes.
hint also there.
So Sushant didn't even go to that level. He was totally honest. That's why he got killed.
Yeah.
And Mane, that the criminal that he
mentioned there.
Yeah, he had a certain level of morality in him. That's why he could. And people with no, limits or whatever to as far as doing anything for profits are concerned, they are someone like Suraj Pancholi. And what is he? Who is he other than son of Aditya Pancholi? And again, who is Aditya Pancholi?
That's the right question.
Who is Aditya Pancholi? He has acted in some movies, that too. I mean, hero in 1-2 movies and some character roles. That's it. He has so much clout. Why does he have so much clout? How much? I mean, because he cooperates in this criminal activities, the money laundering things, the women trafficking thing, and everything. You cooperate with them, no matter you don't do anything, you will thrive and survive. That's how the situation is right now. Not only in Bollywood, in the entire, slowly it's spread its tentacle across the entire country. So we should all become aware and we should take a stand against that. And you two people have a big role to play in this. Let me tell you. Reach as many people as possible. Yeah.
Basically, Deepti ji, the sad part is, yes, I mean, we all have desire for money. But in this case, the greed for money have made, some humankind very, very evilish. They go to the extent, I mean, they become inhumane just because they want the money. So, like some of the names that, that have been mentioned, I mean, these people is like, as long I have the money, I don't give a damn about taking someone's life or, or helping in taking someone's life. That's the sad part.
Because, and these people, I mean, this generation, this next generation, so what can you expect if you're, I mean, I'm talking Mahesh Bhatt, Alia Bhatt. These people will only become more and more inhuman as generation passes. And what will a child learn if if the father is, I mean, always womanizing or using women as, tools for getting deals done, talking on phones regarding money laundering. I mean, in what atmosphere are these kids being brought up?
Yeah.
So naturally, that is their world. They too are following those footsteps.
Yeah.
They don't have the women don't have any morals. They can sleep with anyone. Depends on what price they are getting.
Yeah.
Men it's really a kind of, we can't even imagine. The common man can't even imagine the kind of, we have cases in outside India, some high, bishops or whatever who they are, reports of them being perverts or pedophiles. They have everything. They have such a high position in the society. In spite of that, I don't understand. I really don't understand their mentality, how they think, and everything. Even, I'm amazed that such kind of people can exist. Once or twice, it is understandable. To continue doing these crimes,
Generation by generation. Generation by generation.
There's no feeling of guilt at all, No
Actually, it's a reflection of parents. They just grow, They just see their parents, how they are, and they're growing in the same line. It's a reflection.
Yeah, that is.
No, Deepti ji, how do they sleep at night? Frankly, how do they actually sleep at night?
That's why they take some substances, G.
Yes, exactly.
That will make you,
Exactly.
your mind will not work. Yeah.
Exactly.
So your full mind will not work. So you will just go for sleep.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, then again.
See, and also one thing we should all remember is that now that people are getting aware, even if after being aware we stay silent spectators, just complaining that what can we do? This is India. It's a democratic country. Public has the power. Force the authorities. Force the authorities. Government. It's not that government is not listening. If it hadn't listened, then the case wouldn't have gone to the CBI even.
Correct.
That time, everyone was collectively asking for CBI thing. After that, the diversions came. Okay. So now also everyone should get together and collectively ask for the CBI to declare the reason of that. Let it move forward.
Thank God. Thank God the CBI took over. If not, would have been closed as suicide. That's
right. And also, the present director, he has a very good and honest reputation. So we can expect that. I'm trying. I'm trying to get connected to them. But if not, at least people will become aware what is it, and they will exert pressure.
Yeah.
So because in the drives, naturally, Sushant wouldn't have mentioned who murdered him, right?
Yeah.
Naturally, correct. At that point of time, we don't know how many days prior to his death he was held captive and all. We don't know when he stopped writing.
Correct. But one thing I understand that he knew that he already been trapped. He can't do anything already. Every single step have already been observed, what he's doing, what he's doing. So he knows he have been already trapped. I mean, that's what I feel when I read those contents, that he's stuck in a position, but the only thing he can do now is actually to
See, I
write
can
this and
understand.
encrypt this. Yeah.
I can understand because my journey of past 3.5 years since 2018, I can understand because even I have been kept watch on. I have had vehicles following me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the moment I book my any tickets to any place, information reaches them first. So this kind of things, I can actually relate to many things that he has mentioned here. Okay, but he being an insider, by the time he found out all this, then I mean there are, as I was telling you, in Sridevi ji's case, she approached ACP Anirudh Chauhan. He turned out to be this from the belonging to the same syndicate. Okay, and then she trusted her friend Manish Malhotra. He was acting as if he was trying to help her, but ultimately in the end, he ends up being one of the murderers. So we don't know how many betrayals Sushant Singh Rajput faced in his journey. For him to note it down everything in a heavily encrypted files format. Being an insider, I mean, see, if the entire ecosystem is like that, just imagine you are telling something to someone, that news goes out.
Yeah.
Already Ria is planted in his life. She has already changed all his stuff. All she needs to do is keep his brain from functioning normally, which they achieved through drugs. Lockdown time.
And the words sorry,
that helped them a lot, during this lockdown corona time.
after doing all this doesn't mean saying sorry Babu can clear off all the karma that's been created.
That is also, I think, it's a drama. I don't think she would have went there and felt sorry, Babu. I mean,
And also
she's
many people
done.
have this, and also many people have this question that why didn't he come out in the public? I mean, he could have been saved. Why did he keep it with him? See, I will tell you one thing here. The media is not in the hands of the celebrities. The media is in the hands of these people. That is what Imtiaz Khatri showed him that day when he was.
I supposed to ask you that when, Sushant was like being forced to come out from
he was like
a
pushing him
place,
from
like
behind.
pushing him from behind, and
Then
he's
he had
like
to go
giving
and
some,
sit
the
in
body
the
language was so bad.
He was controlling him.
Controlling.
Okay, no, even the celebrities, the stars, even Amitabh Bachchan knows that he cannot do anything or say anything, which the syndicate people don't want the people to know. Even if he says, it won't get published. Even if he calls a press conference and starts talking, it won't get published. That's how corruption is there. First, the news will reach. Media is as it is, under their control. We have them, and I mean, big production houses are owned by them.
Even
if
the
let's
lockdown,
say,
the lockdown came in favorable for the whole situation to get rid of him. If not, he could have would have at least flown out of the country.
Yeah, exactly. And Deepti ji, you have a question from Shilpa. Deepti ma'am, one question. Sushant was doing so much research on drugs. How come he did not know about Ria and her nexus of Mahesh Bhatt, SK Imtiaz?
No, she's careful with what she's writing.
Yeah. She doesn't want to publish. Okay. Oh, so nice.
Okay. How come he didn't know? I mean, as I told you, let us wait for him to write further. He has, in one of the slides, he said that he will write, his way, he will keep his story till for the end, and he will cover what he has researched on. So I am not sure about that. How come? Because see, I don't claim to know everything. I don't know.
Actually, most of the questions to be asked to CBI, we are asking you.
In fact, Yeah, in fact, Mitraji and Bachanji, you know more about this Sushant's case than me because I have not followed it. I somehow got hold of these drives which I tried to hand over to the CBI people, and when I couldn't, even after trying 2 times, if when I couldn't, I am placing them in the public domain because people, at least people should know that for what reason Sushant sacrificed his life for. We have an entire section of the media who wanted to defame him, right? At least if there is some way to put the truth, I'm doing it. I wanted to hand it over to the agencies. They somehow I couldn't do that. So now I'm putting it in public domain. I'm sure that though you cannot, though it will not be visible, but this action of mine and the people knowing about what Sushant has written and everything, this will surely bring results.
Actually,
This will
Deepti ji,
surely bring results.
what I think is like he didn't Sushant is never bothered about his own life. He thought if this is not going to stop, nobody will come and stop this. So because of this, he would have taken he doesn't bother about his life and he wanted to expose this. That's the reason
That's
like
why,
he
see,
been inside with the people and just taking information. And I think Disha would have also helped him because she was also
yes.
working for those people. She might be knowing some information. So I think
So
because of that only, like they're seeding.
not only Disha, around 14 to 15 other people,
Mm.
close people of Sushant have been murdered. Asif
Exactly.
Basra, Sandeep Nahar, they all were probably working together,
Yeah.
right, as a team or helping each other. Doing the researches and everything. They hunted down the entire team.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
so obvious.
I mean, when you talk about Disha,
And
she was
also
actually
Sushant's, no, I said
she was,
also Sushant's last interview, he was like, it was clear that he was under some kind of influence, but he was saying things that once you decide to do something, there is no place for fear. डर से ज़्यादा मतलब if you so now you can understand where from that was coming. He was talking about when you cross that fear of death and all, a new strength comes into your hands. He was under influence, but he was saying things which are now making sense after going through his drives. Right.
correct.
Did you know why Jia
Was killed because the reason behind killing is not yet clear. I mean, this part of it, even
maybe
Sushant
Sushant,
have mentioned Disha and the way what happened to Disha is similar to what happened to Jia Khan. I think I saw this in one of the video. I think I don't know how far that is true.
I'm not sure. See, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I don't want to give any statements which I'm not sure of.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
I heard it in
So
another
even
news
I am not
platform.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about what other. I am just putting those things on the public platform which I can be sure of, because tomorrow if they come and arrest me, I can say that yes, I have the proof. That's why I told. I have this much confidence. That's the reason I'm sharing these things openly on the media,
It's
right?
better to speak what we know.
Deepti ji, please stay safe.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
you have you have something important in your hand now. You have the information. So, be extra careful. We will pray for your safety too.
No, see, the thing is that I have a safety in the form of, since the case is in the ICJ, as per the ICJ norms and rules, if anything happens to me or my solicitor, then I win the case by default. So the motive for trying to harm me because of Sridevi case won't be there. Okay. So if anything happens to me or if my solicitor, then I win the case by default. From here, the people whom Boni Kapoor and they will get arrested. I don't know if they will be tried according to the Dubai or Indian this thing, but this is what. So I have that shield. Okay, and regarding SSR case, and let me tell you, it is the same cabal, the same nexus. okay, which is offering protection to these are all different branches. Bhatt gang is different. You have this Kapoors are different, Khans are different, but ultimately they are the branches of the same tree. And this nexus is so well organized. Okay, these people very well know, the people in Bollywood, they will never act individually, because they know if they act individually, they will not have the protection of the people
Correct.
above them
Correct.
to save them from the law or something. So these people
I
are
saw-
very
I
they are
saw
very
the
well
part,
organized. They are very disciplined. Mhm.
what you just said is
Yeah, so
true.
that's why
What you just said is true, Deepti, because, for example, when Sushant died, if you realize most of the celebrities wasn't there, all went silent. It's like, the whole team have gone silent. Whether I'm part of it or not part of it, I'm not going to say
everyone,
anything here.
see, no one spoke about it. No one. And not
Yeah.
even so I was talking about the link with the IPL sports betting.
Yeah,
IPL is
yeah,
a
yeah,
major
yeah,
hub
yeah,
of
yeah.
money laundering. Money laundering. The IPL match after match parties are major hubs for drug circulation and women trafficking.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an open secret. Okay, so that's why I mean, like, so many people expected even Dhoni to talk about Sushant Singh Rajput because he played him. He played him. They were close, but strangely, nothing even came from Dhoni's mom. So, are you
Yeah.
understanding? Because we even have reports of Deepika R and Virat Anushka's wedding being sponsored by Anil Musharat, that ISI guy. So, are you seeing where the links are and how it is? The things which they don't want to come out, it will not come out. They will be shouting at each other. I mean, they will be fighting in front of the public, be it actors, be it ministers or anyone. But when it comes to saving their backs, because everyone has eaten, I mean, sab mil bant ke khaye hain.
Yeah.
They are in it together.
Yeah.
In a country like India, someone like Lal Bahadur Shastri ji dies mysteriously, and their case is hidden. It's been going on since that time. And 13 days after is that Homi Babaji dies in plane crash. Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy dies in helicopter crash. Soundarya dies. See, all these things, I mean, strangely, people try mystery. In China, what happens? What happens in China? Be it a billionaire or a millionaire, forget about media people. Even if a billionaire talks anything against the government or its policies, okay, they vanish for 2-3 months, maybe even longer. Okay, and if some of them return after a few months, their tone is changed. Okay, they don't even talk anything related to the government. Okay, and some of them never return at all. So in India, what trend is continuing? If someone is speaking against these people as to why they are, I mean, if someone wants to expose these people, they are bumped off. Be it a big celebrity like Sridevi ji, Sushant Singh Rajput, or I mean, smaller ones we don't know. These are famous people, that's why we know. We don't know how many more deaths which are unexplained are happening of common people. If this is the state of affairs of celebrities,
Can you imagine common man?
I mean, common man meant be, I mean, like, so.
Common
There are
man
a
in
lot of
sense and not in the media.
cash couches, a lot of people from that side, and even Kunal Singh, one from South, he's actually from Bombay, but that guy
He
acted in
too.
few Tamil movies. When I researched, it was like so many theories they've given, but one theory was related to some builders. Again, he bought a house, and then they didn't give the money back. I mean, they didn't give either the house and as well as the money back. So that was one stress it was given to him. So there's a lot of theories, but this theory I feel a little bit relating to, his death.
See,
Not
ultimately,
many people.
any crime which never gets, any crime which never gets solved,
Mm.
I will give it in writing. It has the backing of someone in the political field. Okay.
This should change.
So
I don't.
this should change actually. This should change,
This should
and
change.
see, this is the moment of awakening that is happening.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Till now, people were seeing only what these people wanted them to see. Now, awakening is happening. That is why I am saying people like you both have major role to play in spreading this awareness among people. Once people are
Definitely
aware
do.
of what exactly the ground situation is, they will become aware, then they will awaken. So you have to, I mean, Mitraji, you have to, reach at least 2 million subscribers. You have to reach at least 10 million subscribers.
At
This
least for Sushant and Jia Khan and for these
you
beautiful
have
souls, we
to.
will
Yes, you
keep
have to.
fighting. Definitely. Thank you so much, Shi.
You
Because
will
we
definitely keep
our
promoting. Yeah.
yeah, like it should reach the people. People should be, because you say, as you said, like people are the final people who should decide the country, the prosperous of country. We cannot be like this. We need more, see, we always keep telling like it's like developing country, so many decades. When we will be in developed countries in the list of.
See,
When I
again,
was small, I've been
developing
taught as it's a
countries.
developed country. It's everything is
See,
happening.
I
It's
believe.
like.
See, I believe the best country is Bhutan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see of development in that. Are you getting me? It's about the happiness quotient of the people.
Yeah.
It's not about how
The
many
happiness
buildings
of the
are being
people.
built,
That's
how many
what.
roadways are being,
No.
how many,
Even I'm
yeah,
telling
how many
how you
roadways.
keep your people happy and without crime. That's what I want.
Exactly, crime free.
I want my son, or like my son's friend, to walk in the road very freely, either boy or girl. I don't mind. They should
Exactly,
walk.
exactly.
A girl should walk. A girl should walk in the midnight without anyone. So that's the true freedom of a country.
Yeah.
When this will happen to my country, our country, that's what.
Yeah. It's not only
See, it's
women
in our
can't walk
hands only that.
out daringly. Also, guys can't walk out daringly.
Guys can't. Exactly.
A
A male
small
us.
kid cannot walk out. There's child trafficking. There's human trafficking. There's killing a person. They call it the suicide. When all these are happening, when you look, it's a scary
And also
place.
there is organ trafficking. There is organ
Yeah.
trafficking as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't leave the dead bodies even. It's
Yeah.
not that they are playing with the lives; they play with the dead bodies also.
Yeah.
So this
See,
this
one
should
thing I
change.
don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't understand. These people are not understanding is that the nature is self-sustainable. Okay, this planet is self-sustainable. It is enough for everyone's needs. There's no need for anything else. It has enough for everyone's needs, but it doesn't have enough for a single person's greed. And we have an entire system thriving on greed. More for themselves. I mean, you can't. This is, see, where you have to learn to coexist. This planet has been made for all kind of living beings. And if the balance is if this balance is maintained, then only the planet can sustain. Now these cyclones happening and tornadoes and this natural calamities happening at a much alarming frequency than it used to happen earlier. This is because of the faulty policies that these people have been following.
Exactly. Well said.
They, for their greed, this industrial revolution and all, for their greed, this corporation globalization has done more harm to this planet. I mean, not only that, not only the mining and all those things, but recently this wildfires, and now we have this boat burning on the Sri Lanka since 12 days or so with tons of oil and chemicals.
Yeah. Pollution.
Ecological disasters we are having.
Correct.
Okay, some of them, like wildfires, again, if people want them at cheap rates, or if they want a land which has been declared as forest area for some. See, there have been incidents. There have been incidents where corporations have applied for rivers. Okay. So just imagine, a company like Nestle, I think it had applied for ownership of a river.
Okay, Mitra.
It's been
I'm gonna leave soon.
yes, I know. நீங்க பாவம் ரொம்ப நேரமா வெயிட் பண்றீங்க. இவ்ளோ
Yeah.
நேரம் it's very late, too late for you there.
It's okay.
Thanks for coming, Bachant ji.
No problem. Let her come. Once you come back, I'll exit.
Yeah, sure. நீங்க சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தீங்க, எனக்கே ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப நேரமா உங்களை உட்கார வச்சிட்டு இருக்கிற மாதிரி.
No,
Because I know it's too late there, but it's like,
Yeah.
நீங்க வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா quite it becomes so interactive and interesting.
Yeah, I mean, whatever Deepti is sharing is also, on a அவங்களே இவ்வளவு தமிழ்ல பேசுவோமே இந்த நேரத்துல, she's coming forward, she's coming forward and putting her life at risk, and to reveal a lot of things. So yeah, she's one great woman. So I think she lost it. I don't know whether she's coming back, but otherwise
ஏன்னா இதுக்கு ஆக்சுவலா தனியா அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய கட்ஸ் அவங்களுக்கு.
ஆமா,
ஏன்னா
ஆமா,
இவங்களை
ஆமா.
பார்த்து நிறைய பேர் வரணும். ஓகே, ப்ராப்ளி
ஆமா.
அவங்க ஹெல்ப் பண்றதுக்கு இருக்காங்க, நான் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லல. பட் நம்ம முயற்சி பண்ணாதான் 4 பேர் நம்மளுக்கும் ஹெல்ப் பண்ண வருவாங்க பேக்கப்ல. இன்னைக்கு இப்படியே விட்டுட்டோம்னா நாளைக்கு இதே மாதிரி போயிட்டே தான் இருக்கும். எத்தனை பேர் இந்த மாதிரி. நிஜமாவே ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். நம்ம ஊர்ல இருந்த ஒரு பர்சனுக்காக இவங்க இவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்பட்டு போராடுறாங்கன்னும் போது அவங்க மேல பெரிய மரியாதை, ஒரு ரெஸ்பெக்ட். அதே மாதிரி நீங்க சொல்லலன்னா எங்களுக்கு யாருக்குமே தெரிஞ்சிருக்காது பச்சன்ஜி. லைக்
எனக்கு வந்து வருண் கபூர் ஷோ மூலமா she appeared in வருண் கபூர் show first. அங்கதான் அவங்க வந்து ஸ்ரீதேவி பத்தி பேசினாங்க. After it only, after it only, I think I connected her through Twitter. Twitterல வந்து I wrote to her. But she was very humble. She was very humble, and then she came to share. And she openly shared a lot of things. You see, the thing is, அவங்க கைவசம் நிச்சயமா என்னது இருக்கு. கைவசம் இல்லாதவங்க தான். Okay. So once she come up, okay.
Yeah.
Deepti ma'am, I'm going to leave now. So I'm going to leave you and Mitra ji. So,
sure. We also are going to end it up soon. I think so. Yes. Thank you, Bachant ji. Thank you so much. You two lovely ladies are taking this word to the Tamil people, and
I think
please keep this work. And yes, you have a big job now. You have even a bigger job now that reach to even more subscriber base.
Actually, Deepti ji, Bachant ji, நீங்க சொல்லணும் சொல்லிடுங்க. அவங்களுக்கு பேசிட்டு நீங்க கிளம்புங்க.
Actually, I mean, just before you came back, we were actually talking about how much effort you put in. Even though this whatever that you're doing actually is very risky, but yet you're fighting for justice. So we actually look up to you, and we will pray for your safety, and hope whatever that you're fighting for, you will get a victory. I mean, your victory is everybody's victory, Yeah.
It's our victory. It's victory of
correct.
So we are more ladies now. Yeah, more ladies, and we will get more ladies. Don't worry.
Yes, sure.
We are there. So thank you so much for coming, both of you. My pleasure having you.
Mitra ji. Thank you so much.
நன்றி, ரொம்ப நன்றி தமிழ் மக்கள் சார்பாக. I'm just telling you, நன்றிகள். You keep coming to our show, and we will have more session like this, and we will keep educate, and keep create making awareness for our people, Bachant ji and Deepti ji. Thank you so much. I have no words. I'm struck with words.
No, the next time we meet, hopefully there will be many more positive developments, and we'll talk about new.
Yeah. Hopefully. Let's pray for that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye ji. Bye ji.
Bye.
மக்களே, ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ். இவ்வளவு பொறுமையா இந்த செஷன் வந்து 2 மணி நேரம் போகும்னு நினைக்கல. And people who don't know Tamil, I'm just thanking you also for coming, for Deepti ji, for Bachant ji, for me, and I will just conclude in Tamil now for my Tamil audience. மக்களே, வந்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. அதுவும் 2 மணி நேரம் நீங்க இவ்வளவு பொறுமையா கூடயே இருந்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். நான் வந்து இந்த செஷனை ஒரு 2 செஷனா நான் வந்து டீகோட் பண்ணி தமிழ்ல நான் ஒரு பார்ட் 1, பார்ட் 2, பார்ட் 3, ஏன்னா 3 செஷனா நான் பண்றேன் உங்களுக்காக. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் நீங்க எல்லாம் இவ்ளோ லேட் நைட் முழிச்சிட்டு இருந்து பாக்குறதுக்கு. ஏன்னா இது நம்ம எல்லாருமே கண்டிப்பா பார்க்க வேண்டிய ஒரு டாபிக். எல்லாருமே வந்து அவேர்னஸ் கிரியேட் நம்மளும் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும், நம்மளுக்கு கூட இருக்கவங்களுக்கும் நம்ம வந்து சொல்லணும். பிளஸ் நம்ம வந்து மத்தவங்களுக்கு தைரியம் பண்ணி பெண்களோ ஆண்களோ தைரியமா இருக்கணும், தப்பு நடந்தா கேட்கணும், இதெல்லாம் தான் நம்ம சொல்லி கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ சோ மச். எல்லாருமே வந்து நல்லா தூங்குங்க. நன்றிகள் நன்றிகள். உங்களுக்கு இந்த வீடியோ பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க அண்ட் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. இதே மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல செஷனோட நான் உங்களை மீட் பண்றேன். ஆனா நாளைக்கும் ஒரு சூப்பரான லைவ் இருக்கு. ஆனா இது வந்து என்ன சொல்றது, ஒரு ஃபன்னியான லைவா கூட இருக்கலாம். டைம் எல்லாமே நான் உங்களுக்கு சீக்கிரமா நாளைக்கு மார்னிங் நான் அப்டேட் பண்ணிடுறேன். ஸோ எல்லாருமே நாளைக்கு வாங்க லைவ்க்கு. தேங்க்யூ சோ மச். ஹாவ் அ பியூட்டிஃபுல் நைட். எல்லாருக்குமே எல்லாரோட பேரு ஷில்பாஜி, ஜனனி, அக்கா மாகிகா, லக்ஷ்மி சிஸ், everyone. I will just read out the name quickly. Arush Pro, thank you so much for coming. Aprom Shilpaji, thank you. I am happy to meet an SSRian. If you are in Twitter, I will just give you a request. And Seema ji, thanks a lot. Seema Singh ji, thank you so much for coming. And Zupfan, thank you so much. Proud India, thank you so much for all of you. Thank you so much. இந்த செஷன் வந்து முன்ன பின்ன இருந்தா ப்ளீஸ் கொஞ்சம் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. பிஆர் I don't know whether sister or brother, thank you so much for coming here. Proud India, we are also proud to have you here. Satish, Vijay, Dhruvji, everyone. So I sincerely thank everyone. I sincerely thank Deepti ji, I sincerely thank our Bachant ji. இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாருமே ஒரு நல்ல என்ன சொல்றது தாட்டோட நம்ம இருப்போம். we will be united. We keep fighting for Sushant, we keep fighting for Jia Khan, we keep fighting for Sridevi ji and also everyone Disha, everyone. So வணக்கம் மக்களே, குட் நைட். உங்களிடமிருந்து விடைபெறுவது உங்கள் மித்ரா from Sweden. Bye bye.